Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back.
And today we have a very interesting video for you guys. So, Forza Motorsport 8, or Forza Motorsport, whatever they're calling it, is right around the corner. But it seems, for me at least, every single time they reveal something about the game, it just makes me want to play it less. And I'm just going to go over certain bits that I feel, Forza Motorsport, what will happen to the game, and, what I actually thought would happen to the game, and so on, so on. So it seems like because of the new reveal trailer, obviously we knew it was in development for a very long time, it's made it so much worse for me. I look at it and I realize, you listen to the race engineer and you're like, oh my god, that is so fake and that is so cringy. They say, yeah, I've got tyre compounds, but at the end of the day, they're trying to make it like Formula 1, medium, hard, and soft compounds. I reckon they should add way more different compounds and call them different names, because they're just trying to be relate to Formula 1. So I think, first thing first is I thought it would not be an arcade game. I thought they'd try and push it to more like an iRacing, like ACC title. I thought that's what the market was. At one point, I don't know if this is obviously not true, I heard that they were developing the PC version to be quite different to the console version. So I thought that might mean tyre models would be a lot different, and therefore, detail would be a lot different. But just looking at the in-car view, like the cockpit view, man, it's bad. It's not going to look like a good sim racing title. It looks like a game where you play with a controller, good control of title, which is disappointing. What I thought would happen is I thought there'd be lots of compounds. I thought it would be kind of like Formula 1, the way that you race a series and you have to upgrade your car throughout the way. You have car development. And then I thought it'd be more like iRacing, another way where you got driver rating, which is confirmed. There will be driver rating and safety rating as well for online. The downside to this is I feel like no one will really care. Trying to hit an apex doesn't really exist in this game 100%. It's like, oh damn, I missed an apex by, I don't know, half a meter, which is a lot. The people missing them by 5 meters, you know what I mean? Like in Forza Motorsport, it's a very different take on a racing game. To be honest, I think my problem with racing games is I say, do you play racing games? And people might say, yeah, I play Need for Speed, or I play Forza 5, or Forza Horizon 5. And for me, they're not racing games. Forza Horizon 5 can pro pass as a rally title, from my experiences playing it as a sim. Like trying to turn it more into a sim than an arcade game, but I've tried to do that for Forza Motorsport 7 when I play it, because I got a bit excited for the 8 game, and realizing it was going to make a PC Game Pass and I could play it day one. Doesn't feel like I kind of want to at this stage. It kind of feels that it's going to be arcadey. It feels like it's not going to be a good game. Now they did say something about tire models. I feel like there might be strategy, but I'm assuming that just doesn't really get much excited. I think for sim racers, do not play this game already. Like, I genuinely don't even care about the updates at this stage or whatever is going to be coming out on the game. I've been sim racing for years, with low-end hardware, that's for sure. But I've still been racing for years, and I've been playing AC for years as well. So I'm basically only really comparing my experience to Gran Turismo as well, from AC over to games. Like I compare pretty much every single game that I play to AC. It's kind of like the benchmark game for me, and it's probably my favorite sim that I can play. Still at the moment, I've started playing iRacing, and that's pretty high, but it does not look like Forza 8 was going to compare. I honestly thought they'd completely switch up the entire series and go for a sim, turn it more into a way where you can kind of like iRacing, where you got your drivers and you've got your different categories. You can go decide to race online. Like, let's say we're going to race LMP1. You buy a Porsche LMP or Ferrari LMP, and you can race that against other people online. At this stage, that's not what this game is going to be. This is the most disappointing reason for me, is that I genuinely, coming into this game and thinking that I was going to play it, thought that it would be just a sim. Like, for me, when they say, yeah, Forza is coming out, yeah, I do think arcade. But then after playing a lot of iRacing, after playing a bit of ACC, after playing, a very decent amount of Gran Turismo, I don't know why I thought it was similar. I thought it was AC or ACC because of GT3, but they just have LMP. But ACC,
I know you're ready. You've got this.
That category. So I thought maybe some racing got more console, which is really cool. And that's what happened. I generally
Let's tweak the car's performance for the next
time
one.
on my thought it was going to be another arcade game. So after seeing the reveal trailer and the launch trailer, the disappointment was there, and I thought I needed to make a video talking about why you guys should play this game. Even as an arcade game, I just imagine with a wheel, they say that PC users are going to use better console
That was your best lap yet.
At this stage, I'm still considering playing it day one. I'm still considering playing the game full
This
stop.
is my timeline.
Hours of practice on the MX-5s and trying to master them where you can carry more speed. And that's, I suppose, after playing a lot of that and playing a lot of AC and
Play it day one
ACC
with
in
Game
the past
Pass.
as well, and iRacing and just all the good, really good sim games. Yeah, I thought, okay, well, there's no way that, you know, Gran Turismo, it calls itself the real driving simulator, and at this stage, this is everything but what, you know, they're not even trying. This won't even compete with Gran Turismo. Forza and Gran Turismo are kind of two games that kind of go battling each other. Gran Turismo, I wouldn't say it's a sim, but I say it can sometimes feel close to. I think with PSVR, it will turn itself into a sim. But the way the game handles, like, we don't even have a good cockpit view, basically. So, you know, that just shows. Some of the car sounds and handles doesn't feel like great compared to what AC does. And again, I always compare it to AC. So I hope I've given you enough reasons to stay to the end of this video on reasons why you can't play it. Basically, the main reason is just don't play it because it's not going to be a sim. I feel like you might, you know, if you have an Xbox Series X, maybe play it. Or an Xbox Series X, maybe play it. But if you have a PC and you've got a 3-monitor setup or just a 1-monitor setup and you've got a sim rig and you've got a wheel, even if you've got a wheel for console, I would not waste your time with this. I'd still just play ACC, even though it's terrible on console. Those are just my personal recommendations and what I'd be doing if I had a console setup at this stage. I have console and PC setup. So I have the ability to play whatever sim pretty much. And, you know, when you have that choice, yeah, it seems pretty obvious that you wouldn't be putting more than 5 hours into this game, possibly 10, if it's good. But look, they can change our minds, you know what I mean? Like the next reveal trailer, and tomorrow, I believe there's a deep dive according to AR12. I will be another reason that Nick was getting very, very excited about this game, right? Like, you know, this and this and this, and like, oh, it's exciting, and this is going to happen to it. I feel like having different tire compounds is so underwhelming to what me and I'm sure everyone else was expecting. If you're a console user and you're just expecting another Forza, and Forza is the most racing game you've played, good for you. But and you got like a Logitech something whatever for the console, I don't really care. You call yourself a sim racer playing this game, you're not a sim racer already. It's so disappointing. I'm very frustrated with what they've given us here. I need to actually get back into making my sim videos. I've obviously made a lot of sim videos and haven't made a video in a little bit because I've been out doing IRL racing, or seeing IRL racing and just practicing iRacing. So I just want to apologize for that. So let's just recap the reasons, if you stay to the end. Give me your reasons why you will play it or you won't play it. Just pros and cons to the thing. My pros, I feel like it's giving, possibly with tire compounds, a really good opportunity to play, for console users to play a racing game again. But I personally probably just stayed Forza because it's not a terrible game with a wheel. Another pro is that it is going to have different tire compounds, and it is going to be having some upgrade systems, but it's not the way I thought it would be. I thought it might be more like a team development thing. The pro is a race engineer, but I already have a con for the race engineer, and we'll move into my cons now, is that the race engineer is so cringy and it won't help you anyway. Because of this whole AI thing that's recently come up, I really thought that, you know, Forza might be the game where they have an AI where you can complain to. It's like, okay, you just pushed me off, I got damaged, front right tire is dead, and you can just talk to the AI. And they will tell you and generate strategies like that. But I feel like that's going to be more likely now to come from an actual sim. So that's another con. Biggest con, it's going to be an arcade game and it won't feel good to play. And I don't think you can really have much fun with this game, even with a controller at this stage. Because honestly, you could have more fun playing F1 2023 when that comes out. with a controller than you will with this game, or Forza 5, because you can drive around there. So, Forza Horizon 5 will always be better. Now, I've really enjoyed Forza Motorsport 6 on a controller. That was a time that was difficult in my life, and that was one of the only games that I really got through. It was like a 2-month period, and I just played that to 60-something hours, and I think it's one of my most played games that I've played. That is kind of, still an arcade game, but it was still probably one of the better Forza Motorsports in my opinion. I played every single one from the original Xbox, because we had that, and that was an experience. Anyway, guys, another con. Tire modeling feels a bit underwhelming. Obviously, soft, medium, hard, and into wet is just a Formula 1 compound. We have in supercars super soft, medium, different compounds. They've changed tire compound over the years in GT3 and LMP. Tires are generally relatively complicated as well with what tire does what in best conditions. But for Formula 1, they make it so simple because they're just trying to get people into the sport, which is why I'm really not enjoying this year and the last year's Formula 1. So look, bring motorsport back to where it should be. Bring it back to have good tire compounds, good race strategy, good car handle, just good everything. I feel like bring it back to when we're launching like our iRacings back in 2008 and our ACCs, which is one of the more recent sim titles, R Factors, our so on. I don't really know what else to say. Life of Speed is not much of a sim. It kind of is a sim, but it's an older sim. Even that might even compare to the Forza sim before that. I don't remember what this is called, just Forza Motorsport. Now, I apologize for the bad audio, and I apologize for the creaking in this video. I don't really know where this is going. I'm just kind of giving you reasons why I'm really disappointed. I think I'm really bummed because I thought, we'd get the AI race engineer, if that makes sense. I really thought that that's what we would get. That makes no sense why we're not getting it, to be honest with you. Like, just, F1 23, I understand that game's been in development for a while, but this game, when it was first given us, like, confirmed that it was in development, I just would have thought that that's just common sense at this stage. Gran Turismo 7 obviously came out way too early before the AI stuff started getting big, so that couldn't have had it. iRacing's been out since 2008, and I'm sure that will come soon. I'm sure the ACC will update it. Like, I'm sure all of the sims and stuff will have it, but I thought, Forza, to do something actually good with their game, would put it in sooner rather than later. Anyway, guys, hopefully you have a great day, and I'll see you guys next one. Goodbye.